Where's your RTP? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go. Yeah, you wanna go to the store too?
Mhm. Welcome those that tune in to our trade recap from today. We were 1 for 3 on AlertWise. So let's go to it here. So during pre-market around 7:30, which was whenever we got that CPI news, right? We dumped down to that. Basically, this was our initial move lower, right, from CPI, and um, we were seeing that this was the high of the market, right? So if we um, go off of that, right, we draw this high to low. We enter short around this candlestick here, which was it was somewhere around here, and they did go green and eventually went red. But so what was the initial reason why I took the short here? I took the short here around this candle somewhere here. It was somewhere around here with a stop here exactly, and this was my first target. What we didn't expect, and it was targeting the low of day around this candle here, right? And they did it did go into our it did go in our favor, but we weren't able to capitalize on that as so. Reason why we took this short was okay. We were tapping into this the golden zone. So if you see from this high to low, right, and we were having that pop and grind price action we were going mentioning previously, right? So when you see that pop and grind like this, right, we draw that right now. The highs, we go off the highs, right? This was just poor execution from my end, and this is the reason why I took it. So, I above the zone here, correct? And I did add some around this candle here, and it did go lower, but we didn't take it during this low, and we let price reverse on us, unfortunately. But if we were patiently, we were a little bit more patient on this setup, um, it would have been better for us in our favor in the sense, let's say we took this low, this high to low here, right? We enter short around this area, right? Just to have a tight stop loss. We want to play with the trend, right? And let's say you set the stops here at oops. Let's say we closed. Let's see, 3 minute. Any confirmation candles here? It's not really any confirmation candles, really. Oh, so here, let's say 5 minute, right? 5 minute confirmation candle close. So 5 minute confirmation candle close here to stop at high of day. Um, what basically pre-market highs during CPI and target the lows. That would have been nice too, right? If by chance you held them throughout the whole day on these puts, our average was roughly around like $2 and like 50 cents or something like that, and they ran over these puts ran to over. Let's see how much they ran to. Oh, dang, these ran to like $3.50. Yeah, 350 from 2.2. So yeah, for sure, if you took these puts, you would have paid. It would have paid for sure. Um, but besides the point, we took it for a loss today, and that's just that. So let's go to what else did we take today that we lost on? AMD. AMD. So AMD was roughly what was really strong, right? And the reason why I took short on AMD was okay. We had that pop and grind setup that we were talking about, right? That pop and grind setup, right? And I was basically looking at that pre-market high, basically that CPI dump, right? And we alerted this around like 917, which is around here, right? And my stops were around here at the high of day. Go to the 1 minute, let's go back to the 917, somewhere around here. Yeah, somewhere around here. So reason why I took this short here was, okay, 917, say we enter here and our stop was here, and I was targeting these lows here before we basically reverse. But so we were using this anchor point on the high of the day from CPI, which was the strong rejection candle, and price basically price reversed. So we weren't able to capitalize on that, unfortunately. So that was the reason why we closed this for a loss of it was like 20 or 30%. It was like something like that. It was like, oh, AMD was a 30% loss today on our end, and price continued to get rejected against this previous high at the 172, right? And if you look on the larger time frame here, we can see that AMD has held above this major area of support, right? It bounced off that 165 area, so we are likely to see some type of buying pressure from the buyers who bought the dip from today's lows, right? And if we draw this trend line here, this tells us, we are still holding inside of this area, right? Like literally barely tagging inside of this you see inside of this trend line here, from just how price is reacting from after the market sell off from today. We are still kind of holding inside of it, if you guys see here. So that's that. And Apple, right? Apple, we took Apple for a nice bull trap setup before it dumped. So I wanted to basically capitalize on the buyer side, because you don't want to play. I mean, you could have played with the trend too, but I kind of like to trade off sometimes, trade besides, like not following the exact trend, because we get cheaper option premium. So it's better for us to capitalize on that. But, I wasn't expecting super strong momentum from the sellers today, but, they were pretty strong, right? We saw that today, right? Okay, let's go to shorter time frame here. Okay, so what I took today was, okay, we took the apples, right? We took Apple calls for like a nice 10% scalp, and we set our stops at literally break even on those. So where do we enter the calls at, right? Everybody's wondering here. So I saw this area right here around like it was around 10, 11, 17 to what time was that? 11:17 to right here. 11:27 was where we alerted these calls on Apple, right? And it took me some time to type it down. So we entered here on this rejection candle, right? And I said this is a bear trap setup with higher high in price, right? You have a higher high. So this is, your high, and then this is the new high, right? Higher high in price, and it broke down, right? This is where you enter calls. This is that setup that we're talking about on the bear trap setup, right? So we took this call, I meant this alert here, for a good 10% scalp, right? And we were able to scalp these nicely, right? And I did tell you guys to get out before it dumped, right? We took the scalp here, we entered here somewhere, and made a higher high for a nice 10%. And our stops, let's say here we did enter around here, and our stop was here, targeting these highs around here. So overall, tell me, this is a picture perfect setup, right? We see a risk to reward of 2.54 risk to reward. That's pretty solid in my opinion here. But unfortunately, we didn't get that bigger move that we wanted today. So you have to scalp within these moments, because when you see strong move down like this from buyers, from sellers, then you will see some type of momentum here from them, and they are very strong today. So that's that. And let me draw this trend line a little bit here. And we see that they're here, right? All right. So my opinion for SPY tomorrow, right? And what we saw today was, wow, they're pushing price really high here. They're buying the dips. But so my opinion was okay. And I mentioned it in the Discord earlier today too. So if you look on the shorter time frame, this is obviously your previous swing high. So if we draw this arrow here, this is one area, the swing high, and then also this area was the swing high as well, right? And we also got that gap fill here at 489.13, right? We basically had that gap here around created on February 9th, right? Filled during CPI moved leg lower here, and now let's see, break this down, right? So from this anchor point, right, we draw the, you had that low, we had our momentum here, and this is where we might reject soon on SPY if SPY aren't able to break above this 496 area here on the chart. We see that there's a potential popping grind setup, right? You see here, there's that move long, move lower, pop, grind, grind, and grind, right? So what does that tell me as a trader, right? So first test, if we break above this zone, right? We break above this here, look to enter short again, back down, maybe see 488, 489 next, okay? So that's my opinion, and this was what I'm looking for tomorrow, right? Or we may retest this low here. So if buyers are able to capitalize and, go lower, right? Trap the bears in once, twice, and then push their stops back up to the high here to retest that 496 area. That's what I like to see tomorrow from the seller. From the buyers, right? Or we are likely to see, this also. Let's say if price buyers want to buy off the dip here, we may see a just potential move lower, right? Higher high in price with a trap failure setup and a move back to the highs, right? Back to 496, right? This is our entry setup here. We enter off of this low. This is our we are going to use this anchor point, and anything below here will be our setup to enter into calls. So this is where we will be looking into adding any long positions. So this area 496 needs to hold for us. So if you see here, if we drag it across on the 15-minute here, right? This area was an area that we bounced previously during, for February 2nd, right? We had that, this area was an area of support previously, and we held it. So what does this tell me as a buyer, right? I want to see if we are able to reclaim that 496 level. If we are able to, then that would be great for us to go into our long setup, right? Besides that, let's go to the 1 hour chart here just a moment, so we can kind of get a better bias of basically our setups. Just to kind of get over. Okay, so we made a higher high in price, right? A higher high in price. This is our pullback area, right? We're pulling back here in this zone. So if we would like to see, this is where we had that dark pool order, right, at the 483.06. 483.08, where basically we had that strong buy order come in, right? So let's anchor this from this high to low. We are literally tagging that 490 area. If buyers hold this 490 area, we will retest that 496 area and continue higher. Besides that, maybe we could see 498, 488 soon. That's very likely, but we did have this area of consolidation here. See, we had that move lower, break above, move low, break above, retest, right? Push higher. Let's see if this 488 area hold or 498 area hold. That's where I'm looking for this upcoming tomorrow. And it's not gonna force any crazy setup, so just gonna be like that. And if we see a setup, we take it. If we don't see a setup, don't take it. Just gotta be patient on, and in it any setup that we see, that would be great. And personally, I really like how things are setting up here, and sellers are coming in pretty strong here, but we could potentially see sellers maybe come back in if we retest that zone at the. If you come back here, let's draw the fib from high to low here at this high. Let me see. Right. So yeah, 498 will be an area that we'll be watching, or maybe even higher. So 498 is an area I'll look to short, or potentially 500. Right. If we retest 500, we look to add to short. So that's an area we'll be watching tomorrow. But for those that tune in, thank you so much for watching us. If you guys are new, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. We post daily live trading recaps every single day. So if you guys are kind of getting new to trading and need a new kind of system that kind of helps us understand the market, feel free to message me. And this is basically what I do. So I really like Apple right now, and I really want to add into long. Like if you have buy some shares. Currently, this is a good area too. I like this area for us here at 190, 185. I like to see a break above 4. What's that? So Apple is looking pretty solid here. If you see, kind of looking pretty solid, if you say so. So we are approaching that area of let's go to the 1 week here so you can see, right? Getting tighter in this range here, right? So I like to see Apple hold above this area. So look like maybe a push from here. So maybe a bounce high, retest, push higher. We see Apple has been lagging in the market lately, so if we can get a push higher, that'll be great for Apple. And that'll be pretty much that for me. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are new to my channel, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. I post daily daily live trading videos, even if market didn't go our way or we lost money or whatever the case may be. We're here to learn together, and roughly I'm down about $500 today. So that's that. Nothing wrong with being wrong. Sometimes it's always a good day to learn and become better. So glad if you guys joined in today. Feel free to hit that like button. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.